Coming up on News Watchin', an unlikely love story between two birds.
Some AI models may not be generating content honestly.
And the Muppets make a comeback.
I'm Parker Feldman.
And I'm Riley Cassidy.
All that and more on News Watchin' tonight.
A pickleball game in Florida has turned into a major brawl. After a couple accused their opposing team of playing a shot in a restricted section of the pickleball court, a verbal argument quickly turned violent. Using pickleball paddles and fists, the couple accusing the penalty fought harshly. 20 people got caught in the fighting while checking to see what was going on. 3 people were injured, one having to go to the hospital for his injuries and expected to have permanent scarring on his face. Julia and Anthony Sapienza, the couple who instigated the fight, were charged with felony battery. Mr. Sapienza has pled not guilty, and there's been no statement from Mrs. Sapienza's lawyer yet.
A recent study composed by Stanford University has found that users overwhelmingly perceive popular AI models to be generating responses with a left-leaning political bias. Political economy professor Andrew Hall says that measuring user perceptions and adjusting based on them could be a way for tech companies to produce AI models that are more broadly trusted. The researchers then showed that with just a small tweak, many models can be prompted to take a more neutral stance that users trust. Hall mentions from a policy standpoint, this gives you a way to start evaluating bias.
A 39-year-old woman, Michelle Montgomery, has tragically died from falling into a garbage chute and then into a trash compactor. Investigators initially assumed foul play, but after gathering more evidence, believe she dropped her purse into the garbage chute and fell in headfirst trying to retrieve it. Witnesses heard screaming coming from the trash chute. Her body was discovered the next day by workers cleaning out the chute, who immediately called 911. Officers at the scene were able to identify her by forms of identification in her purse, which was found with her body. Michelle Montgomery is survived by her husband and 4 children.
At least 4,400 patients have filed lawsuits that blame the drug makers of the popular class of weight loss drugs, including Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro, alleging they have failed to sufficiently warn the risk of certain severe injuries. The suits come as the use of blockbuster drugs has skyrocketed, embraced by millions of Americans to manage diabetes, as well as lowering risks for heart disease. The plaintiffs represent only a fraction of the 12% of American adults, or more than 31 million people that are currently using what are classified as GLP-1 drugs. Drug makers have broadly refuted the allegations and say that they will vigorously defend their safety. Well, 3 disabled men have died from carbon monoxide poisoning in Utah, police say, after they were left in a running vehicle for at least an hour. A statement on X explained that 25-year-old Isaiah Pulu, a driver that worked for a business that transports disabled people, has been booked on 3 counts of manslaughter and 2 counts of aggravated abuse of a vulnerable adult. It was not immediately clear where the men were being transported to, but they were residents of 3 different assisted living facilities. Pulu is currently booked in the Salt Lake County Jail.
At the Elmwood Park Zoo in Norristown, Pennsylvania, an unlikely pair of birds has formed a partnership. Female turkey vulture Stan and female red-tailed hawk Hunter have been found to become a bonded pair after living in the same enclosure for over a decade. They consistently share food with one another and preen each other's feathers, a practice commonly seen between breeding partners. They've built a nest together, which is very uncommon for most turkey vultures. They have tried to raise eggs together, taking turns sitting on them. The 2 birds deeply depend on one another. Hunter is able to fly well and brings Stan, who has difficulty flying, food. I guess you could say these 2 are birds of a feather. The reboot of The Muppet Show has been a huge success. The new special, created to celebrate 50 years of the Muppet franchise, stars all the iconic Muppets: Kermit, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, and more. Guest stars Sabrina Carpenter, Maya Rudolph, and Seth Rogen also make appearances. Within 8 days of being released, the special garnered over 8 million viewers. In addition to being a celebration of 50 years of the Muppets, it was also created to be a backdoor pilot. If the special is considered to be popular enough by Disney, they will create more episodes of The Muppet Show. Although Disney has not spoken directly about its success, it means it will be picked up. The Muppet Instagram account posted a video of Kermit personally thanking the audience for tuning in and loving the episode.
Well, a new video from the Scottish Highlands showed a wild stag walking right up to a hiker, getting so close that his breath fogged up the stunned man's camera lens. The account Roaming Thistle on Facebook captured the magical moment where the iconic symbol of Scotland's untamed landscapes calmly approached the hiker Craig, even licking the camera as well. Craig said that he felt a mix of disbelief and privilege after the interaction. Encounters like that are incredibly rare, and it felt genuinely special to witness such calm, natural behavior from a wild animal. Riley, if you had to have an animal encounter like that, which animal do you think you'd pick?
You know, I love giraffes, so I feel like I would enjoy that.
I don't think I'd go quite as exotic, but I love the pick. I think it's a great choice. Well, coming up next on Newswatch, and Ithaca College books its next guest speaker.
Jennifer Coolidge collabs with Wendy's for a new hot dog frosty.
And local TikTok star Pete Johans returns to run another milk mile, but this time with strawberry milk.
Stay with us.